is the extension box.
How long is that going to be?
If you can hear me, please let me know that you can hear me.
Position this thing because it looks like it's.
What? I need to cover the design. If you can hear me, please let me know.
The design is already visible because it's your show. The one that is coming in.
Yes, we can. All right. Thank you very much for joining us today. Tap, share, like. Let's get the live streaming going. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I thought the door would help. Welcome to another Sunday morning live. Thank you very much for joining today. If you are joining, please can I know where you are streaming from? Welcome to Ifá College. Let me know where you are streaming from. Today's live streaming is Lagos, Nigeria. Where are you streaming from? Thank you very much. Oh, thank you so much. You love our background. Yay, you love it. You love our background. Thank you very much. So we decided to, from London, UK, thank you for joining in live. Let me know where you are streaming from. Okay. So let me go call. Good morning from Canada, Mr. Dare Eshe, Lagos State, Nigeria. Thank you. So let's share the link with our friends on WhatsApp. Today our topic is Ifá is not a religion. Very simple topic, but the topic comes with a lot of teaching, a lot to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Keep tapping. Let me get to WhatsApp and share the link with our friends on WhatsApp. Welcome to Ifá College. Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè o gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí live streaming lénìí. Gbogbo àtọ̀yè o. We have our guest from last week here again.
Hi,
so
everyone.
I think at this point it's no longer a guest, it's now a part of us. Thank you very much for joining us again today. Keep tapping. From Nigeria, Nike from Nigeria. Thank you. This is IYANIFA from Lagos, Nigeria too. Yeah, I don't want to. And for those of you that are catching a replay, this is the TikTok channel of Ifá College, and we stream every Sunday by 12 noon Nigerian time. That'll be 11 a.m. on the GMT for those in the UK and in Ghana, and that will be 7 a.m. EST time zone at the moment, and that will be 3 p.m. for those in Dubai. So let me invite our friends on. Somebody was telling me last week that I don't send the link, the reminder on time. Do we still need a reminder for something that we have been doing every week? I don't think we need a new reminder. We have been doing this every week, so we should all be used to this by now. But for the benefit of those that will still say, you didn't send me a reminder, here are we sending a reminder. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you join in, our topic for today is Ifá is not a religion. Ifá is not a religion. And basically, we don't have any religion across Africa. What we have in Africa is spirituality. What we have across Africa is spirituality. Ifa is not a religion. There's a lot to learn, there's a lot to unpack, there's a lot to relearn, there's a lot to unlearn. Thank you so much. Someone says, my regards to your husband.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have a question.
Okay. You have a question.
What inspired today's topic?
Sorry. All right, guys. Before we get started, I want to bring something to our notice, and I don't understand why this is happening, but it's been happening repeatedly. And well, don't let me say I don't understand why it's happening. We understand why it's happening. Bless you. There are a lot of people out there who are not happy with what we're doing. They're not happy that there is a platform where people can learn the truth about Ifa in a very accessible way. So we have like three sets of people who are not happy with this. My social media manager keeps complaining that there are multiple reports on the account. In fact, sometimes last week, this page was taken down overnight for a couple of hours, and he had to do his, technical behind the scene things to bring the page back. I experienced that on Instagram and Facebook too. We just wake up one morning and all our pages were taken down in a single day. And Meta said there were multiple reports on the account. So apparently, somebody somewhere is sponsoring a movement against Ifa College, against me as a person. Maybe, I don't know, but to as many of you out there, because I know whoever it is that is doing it is still going to be hearing. He just sent me a message now saying that they have been able to track one of the accounts that has been reporting down. Now, this is what I need to tell you, or whoever it is, that you are not fighting me. It is not me. Ifa is not me. Isheshe is not me. Ifa College is not even me. As long as it is Olodumare that called us to this, as long as Ifa is supporting us, as long as we are doing the work of the Orishas, the ancestors, it is not possible for a single human being to stop it. Whoever it is that is doing this, they said the person is working with a software. They are investing so much money on it. Good news and news flash. Your people, because I know who are those that are sponsoring this, they tried to stop this. They tried to stop the knowledge of Ifa. They tried to stop African spirituality years ago. Here we are right now, without us having to fight for anything. So whatever it is that whoever it is that is doing, I just need to remind you, it cannot work. It has become impossible for it to work. This time around, the set of people that we have around, the set of young men and women that are devoted to African spirituality, to Ifa and to Isheshe, you cannot scare us or threaten us into not sharing what the truth of this information is. It is impossible. So whoever it is, I know you will not stop trying. Keep on trying. You have found a way to put in your effort and your energy and your resources, and it's not going to work. So if you think that you can scare me, they've tried in so many ways. I receive a lot of threat messages asking me, who am I? Who is my father? Why do I think I'm the one that would anchor this kind of a thing? They've tried sending my friends to me, threatening my close friends and family members to come to me to advise me to drop this thing. And I will still keep saying the same thing privately, publicly, whichever way you do it. I am not giving up on this. I did not start this. This is what I was preserved to this moment to do. So, as Yoruba will say, ó dijọ́ tá a bá rí ọmọ lẹ́yìn ejò kẹ́ ẹ tó lè rí nǹkan kan ṣe. And as long as tá a gbọ́ rí nínú ìtàn pé ọmọ ń wà lẹ́yìn ejò is not possible. Gbogbo agbára tẹ́ ń sà, gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe, ògùn lẹ́ ń sà ni o, ẹbọ lẹ́ ń gbé ni o, tech lẹ́ ń lò ni o, whatever it is that you are using, wọ́n ní ọwọ́ tọ́gẹ̀dẹ̀ bá gbé báyìí ara ẹ̀ ló máa fi ń nà. There is nothing that is going to stop this. On the flip side of it, every truth about Ifá will continue to grow. Ifá College has come to stay. It will develop into a full-fledged university. Everything that we will need to make it a success, we have received it already. The people that will be there to promote this, to support this, want it one day already. So whatever it is, I just want you to know. We got the page of one of the people. By the time I start to fish you people out one by one and send issue to you to deal with you publicly, Emma Jawo, but if you think that's going to scare me, is a lie. Oh, babe, what did I tell you this morning? I said I have a beautifully stubborn spirit. The energy that I work with is stubborn. No, the rituals that I work with, they are very stubborn. No, if I'm not, I won't be here today. So let's put that aside. I just thought that we should know, which is why I always say that we have a backup page. I'm going to comment with the backup page right now. Follow the backup page. If in any event anything comes up, you will know where to find us again. But trust me, there's nothing that is coming up. We are here. Ifa is making a success. African spirituality is making a success, and we are here to stay. I just dropped a comment now. I don't know if the comment has been uploaded. Please, did you see the comment on TikTok? I just dropped a comment with my other handle.
Comment.
I dropped a comment. I typed this is IYANIFA. I don't know if it uploaded.
Let me see. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, it says is okay. Okay, it says some comments are not. I'll try and drop it. So as you join in, please let me know where you are streaming from, so that we can get started. Our topic for today is Ifa is not a religion. Ifa is not a religion. So we will start by defining what exactly religion is, because, and we're doing this because of a lot of us that are coming from
Abrahamic.
okay, so I just dropped a comment now with a number. That's my WhatsApp number. And the account that I used to drop that comment is our second account, IYANIFA Ewa Herb. So follow that account too, please. Just follow that account. It's a backup for this page, so that we know that we have our followers on another backup if in event of anything. We are not living here, that's the truth. We have come here to stay. So let them just accept that and swallow it with pain. It's okay. So today we are speaking on the topic Ifa is not a religion. Right.
You know, talking about Ifa is not a religion for those who are coming from. Okay, so the reason we're talking about this is that it's for those coming from Abrahamic religion. Okay, and to give more context to how Ifa is different than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, now this is for those that are coming from church, from the mosque, from other Western religions. A lot of you come into Ifa with the same mindset from where you are coming from, and it is understandable that you would want to, just re-practice the same thing you were practicing before. Now let's start first of all by defining what religion is. Can you help me look it up so that we are.
Okay.
Let's start by defining first of all what religion is and where it came from. Now, there's something that I always stress. Spirituality is divine. Spirituality comes from the divine. Spirituality is divine. Religion is man-made. Religion is that institution that human beings created around a particular form of spirituality. Spirituality is the connection and the relationship that Olodumare, or the divine being, the supreme being, the source, God, whatever nomenclature you choose to use for that divine being, Spirituality is the way they communicate and the way they relate with us based on our culture, our tribe, our race, whatever it is. That unique way that the divine relates with your people, relates with your roots, your ancestors, whether you are Australian, you are Chinese, you are Western, you are African, you are Ghanaian, you are South African. The way the divine relates with your people, with your identity, that is what is termed as spirituality. But you see, the structure and the organization that people have now chosen to build around it is what is usually called religion. And then, when you build an organization around something, you have rules and regulations to it. That is what we have in form of doctrines. All of those things are man-made, which is why in Africa you do not find a religion. There is no such thing as, this is a religion we practice in Africa, or this is the religion of the Yoruba people, or the Kenyans, or the Ethiopians. We don't have that. What we have across Africa and most part of Asia too is spirituality. Is what is the definition that we're giving here?
Okay, so from what I can see here,
Yeah.
religion is a system of
Mm-hmm.
beliefs, practices, and moral values, often centered around the idea of the sacred, the divine, or a higher power.
So it says that it is a system of beliefs,
Beliefs,
practices,
practices,
and
and
moral
moral
values.
values.
Exactly what you were saying. Is a system of beliefs, a system of practices that has been built around, they have built it, is centered around spiritual practices. So there is first of all spirituality and spiritual practice. Then people decide to build a system around it, to choose the practices, the morals, the rules and regulation, and build it around it. And that is where there is always a problem. Let me get something to stop this door.
You stop.
Yeah, I think it's sorry. So that's where the problem comes in. The problem usually comes in when human beings are trying to build a structure. And the only reason why people build a structure around something is so that they can decide what happens there, so that they can control it, they can monitor it for their own selfish
For
reasons.
both, usually for both good
Yeah,
and bad reasons,
for both good and bad
or on
reasons.
personal reasons.
Exactly. So, which is why I tell people, we said something yesterday. I personally, as you're looking at me like this, I do not have any problem with any religion that anybody chooses to practice. I don't have a problem with you. Use something to stop this door. I don't have any problem with whether you choose to practice Christianity or Islam or whatever it is. What I have a problem with is the religion that has been created around that thing. And the fact that it is man made. And most of the time, you see anything that generates from humans, there's selfishness involved in it. You can hand count the number of things that human beings have created for selfless reasons. There is always a selfish interest in it. There is always something that is beneficial to whoever it is that created it. And as long as it is man made, it will have its flaws, it will fail, it will crash. You will be able to remove something, it will not add up. Do you get?
Uh-huh.
It will not add up, which is the thing. That is what is happening around us right now. So, as much as we all want to project this idea of, we have a religion, and then you hear people say things like, those rules and regulations are there to supervise us, to guide us, to, yes. But let's sit down and ask ourselves, in the real sense of it, what has religion been used? What has it been used for? What has it accomplished in Africa from the foreign lands? What exactly have they used religion to accomplish? Now, they designed this thing in such a way that, look at it, there is first of all control and manipulation. They come to you and they promise you certain things. They come to you and they give you unrealistic expectations. They describe a very beautiful thing to us and they sold it to us. But you know, the other side of it that is funny, you see those things they promised you, they cannot keep up with it. Babe, let's think about it like this. When Now I would use Christianity as an example because that is
That's where
what
we're
I
coming
am
from.
used
That's where
to.
we're coming
Yeah,
from.
that's where we're coming from. So that's where I have more knowledge and more experience.
Experience.
Okay. Now, when you come in to Christianity, if somebody is coming to preach Christianity to you, or any religion for that matter, the first thing they make you realize or they make you accept is that you are not worth anything. They work on your mindset to see yourself as worthless. You are not worth anything. They will tell you that all of us were born in sin, we are wretched sinners, we were lost, we are forgotten, we are terrible people, we have sinned all our life, we are not worth standing in front of God. They describe us in the worst of adjectives. You first of all have to accept that you are that sinner that they describe so terribly.
And the place of it is for, on the surface, it's as though it's for to place a certain level of humility in us,
Humility.
that that we need to see ourselves in a certain way in the context of things and in the context of creation, that we are almost nothing. In a way, it kind of makes sense, but at what point do we get to that shows us that we have inherent value, and how that can be applied to make the world better? It doesn't particularly say.
It
It just
doesn't.
says
It doesn't. It just makes us feel
feel
like
like
we're worthless.
yes,
We're not, and the whole idea of this
original
is
sin. That statement of the original sin.
we'll get to that. So the whole idea of this is making us, like he said, they want to stress the idea of we should be humble, like we're nothing. Now there is a difference between making people lose the sense of value in them and making people humble. They are two different things. Yoruba will tell you pé ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ ni wá àti ẹlẹ́sìn lásán. You are just worthless. You are nothing. In fact, you did not deserve anything. Grace is what? The favor of God that you don't deserve. You are undeserving of any good thing. Now, I want you to follow this step by step, and understand why you have to undo anything that has to do with religion. Undo it from your mind. The divine and supreme being that we are connected to in Africa, in Yoruba, we call him Olodumare, him or her, they, whatever pronoun you want to use. He did not create us like that. He doesn't see us like that. So as you come into Ifa, you have to undo that thing that tells you that you are worthless. Now, this thing was
Or
just
that
a
you're born in sin. It feels like when you're born, you're already born with debt, and that
exactly.
you have to, on some level, live the rest of your life paying off. That's
I
not.
mean, how does it even make sense? Let's think about it. Every human being is born in sin. We are born unworthy. We are born unholy. Meaning that it wasn't even a choice that we made. Take, for instance, I am born female. I did not choose to be born female. I'm born female. Then I come into this world after I have been born female. Then I am told that the fact that I'm female is evil, is bad, and it needs saving. And if I don't get saved from being a female, I'm going to face consequences for being something that I did not choose. How does that make sense? If the society is placing judgment and suffering and pain and guilt on being a certain gender. So the next question is, what the person that made me female, what was the essence? What did I do to you? How did I offend you that you chose to create me female, and then you still punish me for making me what you have created me to be. You see where the human side of religion doesn't add up. So they create all of that and they make you feel like you're worthless, you are undeserving of every good thing. And then they now paint this picture of somebody who is higher up there than you. God decided to come into this world as a human being. And the person came to die to save you away from the way you were made. And that makes you feel like this.
The power bank, there's water coming to us.
Okay. Now, that makes you feel like, wow. So, this worthless person that you are, this worthless state that you are, somebody still looks at you and think that you are worthy enough. You see where the manipulation is going on? First of all, you are nothing. Secondly, somebody that is more than you decided to stoop so low to come and save you. Now, they are trying to elevate your worth a little bit, but it has to be attached to that person. Now, see how the scheme is. So you now accept that Jesus is your Lord and Savior. He came to die for you. You will cry and cry and cry and cry. You confess all your sins. You have lied, you have stolen, you have cheated, backbiting, fornication, and all those beautiful stuff. You confess it, you accept. And the moment you accept, they say you have given your life to Jesus. Your life is no longer for you. You have given it to the person that came to save you. Bam. What did he come to save you from? He came to save you from your sin. He became poor that we might become rich. He was beaten. How many stripes? 39 stripes, so that you can be healed and all of those things. You see all the things that he came to do, you have accepted it, and then you have now joined them. You have now identified with that religion with which they can start to control you. Now, when you do that, 2 weeks down the line, 2 weeks is a very long time, but let's give credit to some people. 2 weeks, 1 month down the line, the same sin that religion said you are saved from, you are still committing that same sin. The same sickness that religion said you are saved from, you are still experiencing sickness. Poor that might be rich, you did not wake up one morning and become rich overnight. They did not even give you opportunities of money. If you are broke, you cannot even go to them and tell them, okay, now that I'm a Christian, before I joined, I do not have money. What money opportunities are there? Nothing like that is going to happen. And then you are back. Now, question is, why did somebody have to come and face that death that they described? If you are still going to be committing that sin, what was the essence of what the person came to do? Because I'm trying to understand
Of
you.
which, even after you commit that, the person came to die, and let's say you're even allowed to keep committing that sin. The fact that the person died is supposed to exonerate you from now till you die.
So exactly,
but that's not the case.
It's supposed to account for something, because every one of us, whether or not you are born again, whether you have accepted a religion or not, when we do things that are wrong, we know that we do things that are wrong. We apologize for what we have done wrong and we move on. Every form of spirituality has it. Isheshe has it. Every form of spirituality has it. Islam has it. Christianity has it. When you commit sin, you ask for forgiveness. You ask the Almighty Creator for forgiveness. You ask the people around you for forgiveness. How is it different when you have now accepted that Jesus? What's the difference? Nothing. Do you know the part that scares me the most? While I was in church, the part that scares me the most is this. They will tell you that you can live your whole life. I would answer the questions when we have a break. They will tell you that you can live your whole life staying away from sin, doing right thing. But if you commit one sin, just one sin, one like this, you can go to hell because of one sin. Now, make it make sense. You are born again now, and then you have been working and trying so hard not to commit sin. It's not easy to live in this world and not commit sin. Don't let anybody deceive you. You are in church, you have been to church before, you have been to mosque before, you know what I'm saying. Now you have tried so hard to stay away from that sin, and then you now commit one. You are now going to the same hellfire that somebody that
Became,
never became
became
Christian. Somebody that steadily lived his life the way he wanted to live it, did not care what anybody thought or felt. Example, African politicians. You will now end up in the same place where they went to. Apa. So if that's the case, Koko, because you do not even know the day that Jesus is coming back, you don't know the day you are going to die. So you don't know if yesterday
ah,
when we were speaking, we said something yesterday. The day I heard this thing in church that it upsets me the most, and I got home and I told my dad, I said, there's something that is not right somewhere. They told us in church, they said they were preaching about the sin of unforgiveness. They said if somebody upset you, take for instance, my husband and I are having issues. Then he did something. I find out that he did something very wrong to me. And I feel upset and I'm like, no, I'm not going to forgive you. It's a sin. And God holds it as a sin. And I can go to hell because of the sin of unforgiveness. But let's break it down. Why am I going to hell because of the sin of unforgiveness? Because God did not forgive me for what I did wrong.
for not forgiving me for
God,
offending you.
so me not forgiving you is a sin. And that sin is against God.
Is offending God.
Is offending God. And then God is going to send me to hell because he did not forgive me. Is it not the same thing that God is doing that I'm doing? God did not forgive me. And he's angry that me, I did not forgive somebody else. And he wants to take me to hell because I did not forgive somebody else. Meanwhile,
who
the
wronged
reason
you?
I will go to hell is because he did not forgive me. How does it make sense? Because in that case, anybody that goes to hell is because God did not forgive the person. So if God did not forgive, let's follow his example. Me too, somebody hurts me. It's not as if I just choose to be angry with somebody. Somebody has hurt me for real. I'm a human being, I can feel pain, and I do not want to forgive you. What you have done is like if I find out today the person that killed my mother, and I say, no, I'm not going to forgive you. And then God is angry with me because I choose not to forgive somebody. Then he will send me to hell because he refused to forgive me for
For a
not
natural
forgiving.
process of feeling hurt and
A natural process of feeling
hurt and
hurt.
resentful and holding on to that because someone has done something to you.
Do you see what?
At what point does, because forgiveness is a
Sorry,
process.
they said somebody's mic. Okay,
My mic.
the mics are on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I need to know that you can hear me.
Can they
Yes.
hear me?
I think we should hold the mic up. I don't know. Yeah. So you see where religion has a problem. You see why you should not bring that into Isheshe. Don't bring that into Ifa. It does not make sense. That is not spirituality in any way.
Someone said.
Oh, okay. They said my mic was touching my neck. Okay, okay. All right. Thank you.
Someone said you need Jesus Christ for a genuine salvation. From what?
Okay.
Are you
Someone
not
said
comparing
that.
yourself to God?
Someone
Well,
said that we need genuine salvation.
we need
We need
Jesus
Jesus.
Christ for a genuine salvation.
Okay, so what is genuine salvation? Which one is genuine? Which one is fake?
Fake.
That genuine salvation, what
What
does
is
it
it?
give you? Because after your genuine, see, whoever it is that said that, let me reintroduce myself. I was born into a Christian family. I practiced Christianity all my life. I was
Both of
born
us.
into Deeper Life Church. Deeper Life Church. I'm still looking for a church that preaches the Bible and holiness and salvation more than that church. Show me. Then I crossed over to Christ Embassy where I became an assistant pastor. I've handled a whole church. So when you are talking to me about genuine salvation and fake salvation, I really want to understand what makes it genuine. What is the
do you feel different, or does it give you, what is this?
what is the
what?
product of that genuine salvation? Give me the characteristics of people that have been genuinely saved. What are those things that you experience in this life that is called genuine salvation?
And then someone said, and he now continued and says, are you now comparing yourself with God? Well,
Is that not what the Bible says? It
let
says
us make man.
He says we should be. He said, "Be ye holy, for your as your God and Father is holy." Is God where He's God that way? Is His footsteps we are looking at? We are following his
and
footsteps
it
and
says,
his
and
ways
God also said, let us create man
in
in
our
our
own
own image
image.
and likeness.
So whatever it is that we are doing,
And anyhow we are is a
it
reflection
is a
of how God
reflection
is.
of it. As it is in heaven, so it is in this earth. It's a reflection of it. You see all those little holes that they put there is the manipulation. Now, I'm coming somewhere with all this. Now, when you get born again, you get there. They promise you a lot of things. 90% of those things they cannot deliver. They cannot deliver 90% of what they promised you in the Bible. Now, do you know the clause that they put there to guard themselves? The clause that they put there to guard themselves is